Okay, everybody, welcome back to another repair. Looked it up on YouTube. I didn't see anybody doing this, so here we go. 2003 Chevy Tahoe. It's a four-wheel drive vehicle. Not that it's a big deal, it doesn't matter. This mechanism right here is the emergency brake or parking brake assembly activation component, which we have direct from GM. Take a moment and write down this information. It applies to Sierras, Silverados, a whole bunch of different vehicles, but make sure you give them your VIN number. Usually the last 8 is what they need, and you can get the correct parts. Okay, now you want to take notice of the orientation of the 3 bolt holes right there. One of them I just removed. You can see it. Let's see, where are you? Okay, so there, right there, the threaded bolt. I took the nut off for that, and it's very difficult to see here. Let's see if we can see it. I apologize, everybody. Please be patient. Doing my best. I see the other bolt. There it is, right there. You see it? Right there in the middle of the screen. So that's number 2, and then the third one is hiding right back there. So again, you just go by the orientation of this assembly, and then you'll be able to find the bolt holes. So I'm going to remove that, and I'll be right. So here I am. I have the second bolt hole. You see my extension. I'm using a 12-inch 3/8 drive extension with a swivel. I just wanted to show you where it's going in between. That's how you get to it. It's back there, hidden in the dark. And it's a 13 millimeter, all 3 bolts. Okay, so once again, we have bolt number 3. You just follow the extension. Sorry, everybody. It's going to be a little shaky here. I'm afraid I'm going to press the button that stops the recording. Okay, so there it is back there. Actually, easier to get to than I thought. You just got to feel around for it. The hardest one is the one that's over here. But yeah, I'm going to get that removed right now. Again, 13 millimeter. Be right back. Okay, just another side note here. This junction box here is held in by a 10 millimeter right here, where it mounts up here. And the reason why you have to remove that is because this part of the bracket right there is attached to the bottom of the mechanism that we are trying to replace. Let's see here. Now you know why I'm a mechanic and not a director or in film. There you go, right there. Okay, let me remove. Okay, so we wound up getting it out. Not so pretty. I wound up just cutting the cable because I figured what's the point in taking it out cleanly if we're just replacing it now. Just take note, this is the old style here. It's got a thread. It's a long cable. So this part comes from the assembly that I just removed. And because it was so rusted in there, and I'm changing it anyway, I just cut it one piece. And as you can see, here's a new one. And it ends with this. And when you see the intermediate cable, you're going to see that it's a little different because there's no threaded adjustment. It locks in place. You do the adjustments at the wheel. Also take note right here, when I was removing it, there's a black plastic wire that goes to that. So that was probably what activates the light and lets you know parking brake is applied. So we're going to go ahead and put this in. We'll be right back. Oh yeah, one last little tidbit here. We have to remove this, which is nothing more than a 10 millimeter bolt, and that cable is actually a part of this assembly when you get it from GM. Trust me, people, when I tell you, don't buy the cheap aftermarket stuff. It's about the same price anyway, maybe a little cheaper for the, just get the original genuine article. It's what fits and works best in the vehicle. Just a suggestion. Okay, so we have the new mechanism going to be going in. What you want to do is you want to route this cable here first through the hole right there. Oh, you got to peel the carpet back a little too. So that's the hole that the cable goes through. Negotiate that down. And as you can see, it comes with a new grommet here to keep water and debris and anything else out. We're going to put this in right now. Don't forget you got the 3 bolt holes, the 10 millimeter for the latch assembly itself, and also I removed this black cover which covered this mechanism right here that holds all the relays. Bunch of pigtails. I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but it was in the way, so we removed it. Remember, that has a 10mm bolt as well. Okay, so now we're under car. This is the leftover residue of the old one. Since I cut it, it was being uncooperative. So here's the new cable, and there's a hole you have to route it through right there. Okay. You just keep on pushing it through, because this mechanism that holds it in place once it goes through the hole. Alright, I'm going to put the phone down, but you get it at this point, and we'll be right back. Okay, so I was able to successfully get it in, of course. Again, those are your bolt holes. It takes a little bit of maneuvering, patience. Try not to push it too hard. Negotiating it is definitely something you got to have patience. So there you see the one bolt hole right there in the middle. Sorry, trying to get lighter. There you go. That's one there. There's one hidden back there. And then of course you have this one down here, which you can see is relatively easy. And then I'll show you in a moment that the sensor right there for the black wire. Let me get that on there as a matter of fact right now, so we don't forget. That would be bad. So here is the black wire. Okay, so that's on securely. Alright, we're going to bolt it in. 3 13mm bolts. We'll be right back. Okay, so we're making good progress here. We have everything bolted up. Don't forget the bracket right here. Sorry, everybody. Come on, give me some light. Amazing light is never exactly where you want it. Okay, that looks better. So, off of this junction box here, there's this black bracket. So before you put this bottom nut in, make sure after you put this assembly on, you put this bracket on, then the nut. Not like this dummy did, and he put it on, then he take it off, then he put the bracket on, then he did it right. He is me. Here's the 10mm bolt where that goes, and we're gonna put the black cover back on, which, by the way, I looked at it, and what is it? It's a junction box that has information in here consistent with what is on there. Oops, sorry, upside down. And that's what it tells you. So in case you have an issue with your defogger, door, or any of these components here that's listed, that's where you'd want to go. So we'll put this back on as soon as I find the orientation of it. Oh, it goes like this. Okay. That goes like that, and then this black plastic cap, just finger thread it on. Don't use a tool. You'll strip it. It's just plastic on metal, and there you go. A little more turn. Okay, very good. So now we got the inside done. Let's go to the outside. Okay, so now we're underneath the vehicle. This is the cable that comes from the other side of the firewall, hiding up in here. Okay, comes through the grommet. Just take note that you want to make sure you go through this bracket here and then into the hole, and then it locks itself. Let's see, where is he? Right there. So that's already part of the entire assembly. You just pull it through and it locks itself in place. Now we're going to go do the rest of it. Follow me. So here is the intermediate cable, again direct from GM. Apologies because I don't know what happened to the label, but we're missing one of the numbers. Is that the number there? No. 08038782 might be it. I think it's one of these numbers. But that is called the intermediate cable. GM still has that. What GM does not have anymore, they no longer make the parking brake cable that after this cable it splits off, which you'll see in a minute, to the rear wheels. They carry and still make the driver's side. Unfortunately, they do not make the passenger side cable, which is of course the most important one. So you have to get that aftermarket, which I'll show you which one I got in a moment. So again, here's a new intermediate cable next to the old one. There's the old one, there's a new one, you can see, and as you follow it down, everything is even Steven, except for when you get to here. As I mentioned earlier, the second gen or advanced design is not threaded, okay? Just right there, and as you can see here, you take the two rear parking brake cables and attach them there, which we'll show you how to do that in a few minutes. But this one is obsolete, this is new design. Okay, so here I'm going to attach the intermediate to the front cable. It's a little hard to do with one hand, but I'll do my best. You simply lay it in there and give it a little yank. Just pull on it here. There you go, and it's in. Okay, now it's locked in, it cannot get out. What I like to do is I'm going to crimp this a little bit just for good security. Be right back.